given you any of the estimates that he was working with these people on replacement of the boiler, just in case. I'm not too concerned that this is going to go anytime soon, because the guy that put in the new gas line when we were leaking outside said, Bill, you're not going to get a boiler like this, the quality, etc. So he said, I wouldn't be overly concerned. The place we have a problem, Gary tells me that supposedly he's been with the Johnson Control people, and we can't get this mixing valve, that it's not made no more. So as a result, early in the season, what happens is the seals are not warmed up yet, and it doesn't seal off, so we leak water for the first few times that the boiler is being used. But after that, they seal up, and it doesn't. But it should be replaced. So what I'm going to do this week is myself call Johnson Control and see if that's really true, that you can't get that mixing valve. It's hard for me to believe that you wouldn't be able to get that, but I'm not saying he didn't really try, and he's telling the truth. I just, hard for me to believe. Hard for me to believe.
Seems like a fire trap in here.
Yeah. It's got to be cleaned up. They just threw stuff underneath through it. So the write-up we're going to give you for this and show you how to use it, we'll explain all the things to you. But this tells you what, let me go back. This is what the temperature in church is right now. That's why it's trying to bring it back up to 62. This is the water temperature right now, and this is the outside temperature. But there's a instruction sheet for the
so space, hot water temperature, outside temperature.
CX1 is space temperature. That's what it's showing upstairs. There's a sensor there on that back wall.
Right.
You could have this. This is the hot water supply temperature, which, so this space temperature up in the church right now. So it's calling for heat because we're below 62. This is what you see, the hot water being furnace on, the temperature's going up, and this shows you what the outside temperature. We've got a sensor on the back wall of the church that feeds there. These are our set points. We're set at 62 through the whole week. The only exceptions is on Friday or Saturday, 4:30, 5:30.
For Vespers.
The computer automatically adjusts this up 5 degrees to 67. It says church should be 67, and the pump motor gets adjusted 10 degrees to make sure that if the outdoor temperature got up over the set point, it would turn the pump off, and then you wouldn't, even though the furnace was firing, you'd get no heat up because no circulation. So right now, I've got that set at 55. Chances that we're going to get up over 55, even if we did, you never freeze nothing, so the pump will keep running.
So and you do that for 4:30 or 4 o'clock? That automatically?
Automatically, this.
And the daylight savings time is all?
Yeah, it's all been adjusted.
Okay.
I'll show you that. But so right now, the pump will keep running. And it's saying the boiler temperature should be maintained at 205 degrees.
Okay.
So that we can, with the loss, by the time it gets through all the circulation, if you're going to sustain that 62, Johnson Controls had preset all this for us. What they do is they plug computer in and they make the changes.
Right.
So the other way that this thing works is if during the week we have church, especially during the cold months, we haven't programmed it. All you do is turn this to how many hours you want, and see automatically kicked it back up to the 67, so it'll warm the church.
So that's a manual thing that, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
We could program it, but, you know, that means every week, you and I, one
That's
of us
simple.
would have come
That's
and
simple, yeah.
have to do that.
Right,
So
right.
what I normally do is, if I know there's gonna be a church service during the week, I come early and I turn this on, so by the time people come, it's warm
Okay.
in church.
Which makes me, you know, ask the question, like on the Vespers, where you automatically have it starting at 4:30. Why not at 3:30? That way, when people get here at 4:30, that it's at a warmer temperature.
It normally, the way this thing is worked, it backs itself off that by 4:30, it's supposed to be up to the 67. So
Okay.
it automatically kicks on earlier than that.
Okay.
But it'll only run or sustain the 67 up to the 5:30 time frame.
Okay, I got it. Okay, so that's all programmed into
All programmed,
Okay,
all
to
programmed.
be at that temperature at 4:30.
Right.
And for an hour. Okay.
And then on Sunday, the same thing. At 9 o'clock, it's supposed to be at 67.
Okay.
And it stays that till 11. Now, the problem that you know, and I know too, and I come down a lot of times from the choir, because I can sense it's starting to be a little cool in a church, is at, say, like 10:15, 10:30, it already satisfied the 67. So what it's doing is it's now saying, hey, we're good, but you and I, being radiation, no longer is getting the heat because that mixing valve opened, because it's 67 in the church.
Right.
You start feeling the coolness.
Okay.
So what I do is I come down and I'll kick it up a few more degrees to have it refire so that,
Okay, that's why you come down.
yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know, it
I've
was
been doing for years.
it was 60 degrees, and I was down here twice, and that number one, which is the space you're telling me upstairs, was 60.1. So I'm not sure, but I, you know, like I said, that, you know, the radiators felt warm. I knew it was on.
Yep. Now, what I do starting like this month is I take this up one more degree. I push it up to 63. I don't know if that's good or bad, but just to make sure, because way up in the towers we have radiation strips, and I don't want those lines ever freeze up there.
Okay.
So I don't know if we need to do that or not, but I've been doing that for years. So then that would tell you that on Sunday it would be up at 68 instead of 67.
Right.
Or at Vespers.
Okay.
But I mean, other than those days, we don't really program that.
Okay, so
No.
this past Sunday, if it was at 60, what could have been the problem, or what could I have done to make it warmer? Because it was chilly,
60 at what time?
right? And right,
Right at start church?
start and halfway through,
Really?
because
I don't
that's that's why I knew it was chilly, and and even after people are saying, how come we didn't have heat today? I said, well,
Okay.
I knew it was on,
Well, the only thing you could have done is come down
and manually.
and manually checked whether we were shown the 67. So you would have had to hit the Z button to see what that was showing, and hopefully the pump was on, because I'm sure it wasn't over 55 outdoors, or was it this past Sunday?
Sunday, no, it was chilly.
It had to be chilly.
Maybe, well,
Well, we'll look at it this Sunday. I don't know.
okay.
I don't know.
So the Z is cycling through here, or one of these buttons cycle through here?
No, the Z is your set points.
All set points, okay.
So Z1, that's
Six.
one, is 62. Z2 is the control on your pump, that it'll run unless temperature outside gets over 55.
Then it
it'll,
stops.
the feedback from the thermostat on the back wall will automatically cut it off.
Right.
and Z3's your
Water temperature.
boiler temperature of what you should see.
Okay.
And you could see that right on the front here of the so
A little less than 200 now.
yeah, it's dropping down because the furnace isn't firing, and you're losing some of the heat as it's running through the circulation. Once it gets down to, I think here at 120 or 140, it'll kick back on again.
Okay.
And it'll fire again to bring the water temperature back up, so it can sustain the temperature in the church.
And these arrows that cycle through the different zones are showing you what?
This is again telling you what the space temperature is, what the
What the
water
current, not set points,
Yeah.
but current.
Yeah,
Okay.
current. It says the boiler water dropped down to 190.
Which was correct.
Yep,
Yeah.
and
Alright.
this is the outside temperature.
Okay. Got
This
it.
year clock. This tells you what time it is. Says we're at 9:39. I don't know if you've got a watch, but
About close.
I'm
I'd say
sure
that.
it's very close.
Yeah.
So now, if you want to change, you're not going to remember all this. That's why we need to write it up in an intelligent fashion. If you don't like that set point, first we got to do is we hide the key up here so nobody plays around with this and screws everything up on us. So if I want to change that set point, I have to put the key in, hit the E button, and then what you do is change it either with the up arrow if you want to go higher, or you take it down with the other arrow to change the temperature. After you're done, once you've got the temperature you want, then you just hit the same button and it'll stop flashing. If you want to change that one, same way. You hit that, you up or down it. Once you got it where you want, you change it. Same way with the boiler temperature. The two set points that you ever normally play with, depending on the season, is the Z1 and the Z2. During the summer, you'll see in the write-up the set points I change all this to so the boiler never runs. And then in the fall, you have to do different things because this point here, depending in the summer, if it gets up over, or in the fall, you don't want it to turn on at a higher temperature than what is needed to sustain the church. So I normally set this at 45 in the summer, that if it drops down below 45, you and I probably need heat. But like this time of year, I want to make sure that we don't have any problems, so I set it up at 55 so that pump will always run.
Okay.
So, there's other buttons that we don't ever really use that we'll talk about, but the X button and the Z button are the main ones that we use to do anything here. The X to just check what your
Right.
actuals
Current,
are,
right.
and the Z
Set
to
points.
change set points.
Right.
And this is one of your most important buttons, that if you want to make a change, you always got to hit this.
E, start it, stop it, yeah.
Yeah.
So again, so if it just, hypothetically, it was 60 degrees,
Right.
would I be changing a set point, or would I be, would I,
What?
to just to knock it up?
No, first thing you'd want to do is see, did it go up to 67?
Okay.
If it didn't change, then something's wrong here.
Ah, right.
Something's wrong here. If it didn't change, then what you need to do is hit this and raise it up
To
with
67.
Right. Now, the other thing you could do is just turn this, and you'll see if the automatic or the computer is not working, this will override it, and it'll change it up to 6-7.
So that's probably the best thing to do.
Best
right
thing
there.
to do, right.
Right, rather than change it.
Right.
But it would have been interesting to see what that set point was at that time.
Yeah, I would like to know that, but we'll both check this Sunday and see.
Okay,
Hopefully, we don't have a problem here, but I don't know that.
okay.
I haven't seen it. Each Sunday when I come in, it's working right, because I always stop down here before I go up to the choir to sing, to make sure everything's working right. But like I say, this is the easiest way during the week, during the cold months.
Sure.
Because you can program the number of hours. And I try, if church started at 9:30, I come like 8 or 8:30, and I turn it up so that by the time
Right.
people come, it's going to be
And again, the dial is number of hours, but that automatically puts it to 67 set point.
all automatically,
Okay.
right. It's programmed that
Okay.
when this is in, it goes to the set points that we would use on Sunday and for Vespers.
Now, is there a reason why you selected 67 and not 70?
People used to complain that it was too hot, so I didn't do that.
Okay.
Because once you have people in church and lights on, you're getting a certain
Extra.
amount of extra heat.
Right.
So I didn't do it. But if, like I say, I sense on Sunday it's not warm enough, I'll come down myself personally and raise it up.
Okay.
So that.
And I remember, I don't know if you were here, the one Sunday we came in, it was warm outdoors and it was hot in church.
That's because with that set point all the way up at 55, it couldn't turn off the pump motor. So
it
unless
was-
you come
right.
down and change set point or
Right.
throw off the switch on pump motor, it's going to really
Keep it going.
Yeah, because once it's programmed, the computer says, hey,
Right.
we got to go to 67, and you probably don't need it.
So in that case, if that, now hopefully, I'm not going to see that too soon, but would it be easier to do the pump, throw the pump switch off rather than, fool around and, set the set point?
The thing you want to do is change it here, because if you just kill it there, the boiler is still going to call for heat. It won't circulate, but you're going to heat the hell out of the water. So it's better to drop the temperature and kill the pump that way than to.
Okay.
So if you look at the outdoor temperature is now up to 40 degrees, so in order for that pump to be shut off, let me go to the right place here. What we have to do is get down under 40 degrees. So if the outdoor temperature is such that it's really warm, you don't want anything to run. Once that pump's not running, the boiler won't run either. It won't fire. The control over here won't light up all the lights, because it's not going to call for heat, being the pump says, hey, we're happy, I'm off, you can't run.
Right.
But if you just kill it there,
Still
the
gonna-
computer thinks, hey, it's sensing the space temperature and the outside temperature. It's a
Yeah.
bridge that brings those two measurements in and controls when you fire this, when you don't. It's still going to fire and warm up your water, even though water is
Yeah.
not going nowhere.
Which
So
isn't-
it's simpler
Yeah.
to do it in here.
Okay.
It only takes a second, as you see. We'll meet again this week and we'll get it completed. You don't do this every day, so you're trying to think like you have to for anybody coming in. What do you tell them to do? And So see, it kicked right back on again. So, you know, we could change if we think down the road here that we need to start the furnace sooner. We can change that time. The way that works. See, that's 9 o'clock on Sunday. So we'd have to go in and do the same thing, hit this and change it to wherever we want. And then it shows it'll go off at 11 o'clock. And then for Saturday Vespers, that's 4:30, and it's then go off at 5:30. So we could change that.
So that's the timing and the
Yeah,
up arrow?
you have to hit this moon signal,
Right.
and then you hit the A to see what your presets are for special days,
Right.
if you want to program it.
Where's the Monday, Sunday on there? You just know number 11
No.
is Sunday?
There, all the rest are the standard that you already programmed in for your set points.
Right.
Those are the exceptions. So what we're programming in is the exceptions to any given day.
I got it.
So
Yeah, but how do you know you're on Sunday?
I just know it because I don't have, I gave Gary my book for this DX 9100, so I just know it from memory that I'm there based on the time, that the 11 corresponds with Sunday and the 12 with Saturday. That's the other thing, we've got to get that book back from Gary now that he's not
To see
chairman. So you've got the whole book on this whole mechanism here.
Right.
That would show all these, because either we have to take a picture of this or we get the picture from the book and show it with all the arrows telling you what
Sure.
each
Yeah.
of the knobs are.
Yeah.
So hopefully he still got that. He told me he did, because he claimed he was, because in there I had all the names of the Johnson Control people that I dealt with. He claims they're all new now, but I don't really know that. So I've not called any of them.
And DX 9100.
Yeah. So I always leave it in the X1 because if you and I walk in here, we like to see what is
Space.
temperature in the church. And I'm curious now, why this not getting up to 62? Let's see something.
Because we turned it off and it's got to get back?
No, I don't know. Well, the valve, it's taking time because it's cold outdoors.
That's how dry that paper is. Holy cow.
Yeah. That was from '07, so. So the key is you can't change anything here without putting this key in. Yeah,
Right.
that,
We'll just keep it here.
put that in there for now. So, right, wrong, different, the best we found was put it up here.
Okay.
And
tell
so
anybody.
if somebody opened this and saw it in here, they wouldn't get the
Right.
knowledge and start
Right.
plugging things and pushing buttons.
And anybody that comes in and doesn't know what they're doing and tries pushing buttons, they're not going to do anything.
No.
Other than
they-
see.
Yeah, they can push their heart's content,
And-
but they ain't changing anything in the
Good.
computer,
Perfect.
so.
Perfect.
So.
Which was my fear.
Yep,
That that's why I stopped doing it. I just said, okay, I can see
Yeah.
what's going on, but
you know, I showed Father Zenobi 3 times how to use this. He never really comprehended or